Next up, at UFC Baku, we have Ismail Naurdiev taking on Jun Yong Park. Ismail Naurdiev is 24-7 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that decision win over Bruno Silva. He's taking on Jun Yong Park, 18-6 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming off that very close win over Brad Tavares. And this is one of the first fights that I broke down on this card where I was like, I think these lines are flipped. I think they're flipped. It feels like Ismail should be the favorite here. He's a pretty good fighter. He's an aggressive striker. He's a solid grappler. He's competed as a kickboxer. He's competed as a wrestler. He does struggle to put it all together in one fight inside the cage, but he has those skills. He's had a couple of stints in the UFC. The first one was from 2019 to 2020. The most recent one just kicked off last year. He had that win over the big Bruno Silva, the one with the caved-in head. He bounces between welterweight and middleweight, but he actually has more success at middleweight than he does at welterweight. Likely the weight cut is getting to him. He's taking on Jun Yong Park. Jun Yong Park's a well-rounded fighter. He has a nice jab. He's got good cage control, solid setups, good takedowns. He's pretty good everywhere. Like, he can do all the things, but he's not great at anything. You don't watch Jun Yong Park and say, this guy is spectacular. You say, oh, good takedown. Oh, nice striking. He's not very dangerous. He's not amazing, but he is a guy that will grind. He will work his ass off, and he's got some pretty solid fight IQ. The most alarming thing, though, was when he was taken down, 11 times just a few fights ago. Neither one of these guys are dangerous. So we've got two guys that are pretty well-rounded, that can do all the things, but not a ton of finishing upside. So I like the over 2.5 here. I have actually parlayed that over 2.5. Pick-wise, I'm going to go with the dog. I think Ismail is going to win this fight. I recognize that Park is very, very tough. And I recognize that he's probably going to be a little bigger here, and he's good at everything. He can strike, he can grapple, he can do all this stuff. But I think his takedown defense is lacking. We saw that, and I think Naurdiev can exploit the lack of takedown defense. So the first bet here was the over 2.5. I threw that in a parlay. The second bet that I went to place but didn't because I didn't like the line was the plus 3.5. If you don't know what that is you take the underdog. They let you buy points on the judges' scorecards. The way the math floats its way out is you just need your guy to win one round. He could lose the fight, but if he wins a round. So I was going to go that direction, but that was also juiced at minus 200. So I said, let me leave it alone. I'll stick with the over 2.5. I think we end up with a decision here anyway. Naurdiev is $7,500 in DraftKings Fantasy. I think you got to do it. The reality is, I think he straight up wins this fight. I also think if he does win, he will use wrestling to do it. And $7,500 is an incredible price point in a fight or on a fight card where we have a lot of very expensive favorites. So I'm going to go with Naurdiev here. I think he gets it done. And I've got a little bit of money on that over 2.5. If you want to check out every pick, every bet, every tool, every single thing that we offer. It's not just a list of picks. It's not just a list of bets. We have quite literally interactive tools, a whole suite of them. On the website, it's only $10 for every single thing, one package. WeWantPicks.com. You'll get UFC 317, UFC 318, and the 2 fight nights in between. I'm seeing a lot of comments about I'm never betting the spread again. What was another one here? The judges are corrupt. Where's this one? And they're talking about that 3.5. So if I did place the 3.5, that means that I would need Ismail to win one single round. He could lose the next 2. He can lose a 29-28 across the board, and you get paid. But what happens many times is you end up with a 29-28, a 29-28, and then a random 30-27 that sort of tanks your whole shit. I would not worry about that here. I think this is very insanely close of a fight. I don't think this is a scorecard where we'll randomly have a screw job. And if we do have a screw job, it's not going to be against the Korean guy, or for the Korean guy. It'll be on the other side. Or what is that? Yeah, South Korea, right? Is that what that flag is? Whatever. You get my point. So that's the direction that I would go with this. We have a couple of comments here. Let's see. Naurdiev will be 18% owned in DFS slates. It's a slam dunk. I completely agree. He's insanely affordable. So with that price point, you can do a lot of other things with the rest of your budget if you're playing DraftKings Fantasy. Austrian Wonder Boy, that is Naurdiev if you didn't know. So people seem to be on that same side as the dog. I don't see why Park wouldn't win. He's probably going to win a decision. Why? Let's get some facts. And a $9.99 super chat. Oh, I already did this one. and I said, go to Vegas. Jacob's lock of the week will probably be a minus 170 favorite again. Are you a fucking retard? Are you a retard? When has Jacob's lock of the week ever been a minus 170, let alone again? And you spell favorite like a foreigner. Bye, nerd. Just dead wrong and stupid. Unbelievable. Where does the 3.5 come for that spread? I've explained this many times before, but let me walk you through it. Every single judge has to score every single round 10 or less. So judge 1 has 3 rounds. So for one fighter, let's say one fighter wins them all. That's 10 points for the first round, 10 for the second, 10 for the third. That's 90 points banked. His opponent will get 999. What, did I just say 90 points? Idiot. 30, that's 30 points. 10, 10, 10. And then his opponent will get 999. So 9, 18, 27. All 3 judges have to do that. So you total it up, total it up, total it up. Then you add 3.5 points to that total of everything for each individual round for each fighter. That's the math. 499 super chat from Mirales23. I live in the suburbs, not far from Chicago, but Vegas sounds better for a pay-per-view. 100%. If you live in Chicago and you get no upside of exploring a new city, go to Vegas. Go to Vegas. Now, if it's in a new city, a city you haven't been to, a fun city, an exciting one, and it's a double, 2 birds with 1 stone situation, then of course do that. But you live outside of Chicago, obviously going to a fight night in your hometown is awesome. But if you have to decide between a fight night in your town versus an actual trip, assuming money doesn't matter, take the trip, go to Vegas. Nothing compares to it. Assuming money doesn't matter. If money does matter, then yeah, do it in your hometown and life will be way more convenient as well.